When Ana de Armas signed on for Ballerina, she probably knew she was diving into one of the most intense action franchises out there. The John Wick universe is known for its stylish gunfights and unstoppable pacing, gritty underworld politics, intense stunts, and characters who live and die by a strict code. So, stepping into that world meant Ana was learning to live in a world where violence is art and survival is never guaranteed. What she didn't quite expect? Just how physically brutal and emotionally draining the whole experience would be. "It's not just about shooting and fighting," she said in an interview. "It's non-stop. You're constantly being tested. Your body, your emotions, everything." Ballerina is set between John Wick Chapter 3, Parabellum, and Chapter 4, so it's technically a midquel, a story tucked right in the middle of the Wick timeline. It doesn't change John's story but opens up the world by focusing on Eve Macarro, Ana's character. Eve Macarro is not just some new assassin. They gave her a real backstory. Raised and trained by the Ruska Roma, the same group that molded John, Eve has that same background of brutal discipline and emotional detachment. But while John Wick's story is about trying to get out of the assassin world, Eve is actually trying to get in. She's searching for answers about her past and fighting for revenge. Why? Because her mission is deeply personal. She watched her father get murdered and has been waiting for the chance to make the people responsible pay. What makes Eve feel unique in this world is her vulnerability. She's tough, but she's not bulletproof. Ana has mentioned that Eve's always on edge, constantly running on adrenaline, fear, and lots of trauma. She's not the clean, flawless kind of fighter who pulls off every move perfectly. She messes up and gets injured and barely makes it out of some fights. And that, according to Ana, is what makes her dangerous. The movie doesn't skimp on familiar faces either. Ian McShane is back as Winston, the sharp-tongued manager of the Continental Hotel. Angelica Houston reprises her role as the director, Eve's mentor figure. And fans will see the late Lance Reddick one last time as Sharon, the stoic concierge whose calm presence will be deeply missed. New faces also help push the story in new directions. Norman Reedus from The Walking Dead brings a rugged, unpredictable energy, and Gabriel Byrne adds that classic intensity that only he can deliver. And of course, Keanu Reeves returns as the ever-iconic John Wick, still calm, deadly, and dressed in black. What's interesting is that Ana de Armas basically helped bring Keanu Reeves back as John Wick for the movie. When the producers first reached out to Ana, they weren't even sure if Keanu would be in Ballerina. Ana actually helped convince Keanu to jump back into the role. They've known each other for years, and she reached out to Keanu to encourage him. Keanu's a big fan of Ana too, so once she was on board, it got him excited about the project. Ballerina brings a more feminine perspective, but still keeps that intense, high-stakes vibe John Wick fans love. Also, the filmmakers want viewers to connect with Eve just like they connected with John. If you've seen a John Wick movie, you know that fighting is about fists and guns, and also about choreography, moving, and timing. In Ballerina, that idea gets cranked up with the inclusion of actual ballet as part of the assassin training. And it's not just for style points. Stunt coordinator Stephen Dunleavy explained that in this world, ballet is a form of battle training. "It's not about looking graceful," he said. "It's about learning how to push past your limits. Ballet is pain tolerance. You keep going even when everything hurts. That kind of mentality, that's what makes a killer." Ana already had some action experience. Her scenes in No Time to Die were some of the best in that movie, and she held her own in The Gray Man. But Ballerina pushed her way further. For 4 months, she trained in Prague, often pulling 12-hour days that included everything from firearms handling to full-blown fight sequences. She trained with the 8711 stunt team, the same elite group that trained Keanu Reeves for the John Wick movies. She committed so hard that by the end of her prep, she was doing multi-minute fight choreography in one take, often with minimal stunt double help. Ana talked about it during an appearance on The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon. "Everything hurts," she said, only half joking. "We've been shooting for 4 months, and there's still 1 more month to go. I'm sore. My back, my shoulders, everything." Fallon reminded viewers that Ana had done action before, but she quickly cut in. That was like 15 minutes of action. This is another level entirely. Luckily, she wasn't alone. Keanu Reeves, who's basically a stunt legend nowadays, was right there with her. Ana laughed about how he would throw her around during scenes, only for her to get up groaning, while he didn't complain, not even once. Actor David Castaneda, who also stars in the movie, gave fans a little preview. Expect lots of intricate stunts and one-takes. That means full fight scenes filmed with no cuts, just one long, continuous shot where every movement has to be perfect. That's a huge deal in action filmmaking and one of the things that makes the John Wick series so immersive. Even though Chad Stahelski isn't directing this one, he's definitely got his hands all over it. After the Continental spin-off series didn't really catch on, Stahelski stepped in to help Ballerina stay true to the franchise's roots. He worked closely with director Len Wiseman, who knows his way around action from his underworld days, especially on the stunt coordination and fight design. Visually, the film keeps that signature Wick look with lots of practical effects, neon lighting, dramatic silhouettes, and environments that feel both dreamlike and deadly. CGI is kept to a minimum. Everything from bullet hits to broken glass was done the hard way, on set with real props and real effort. Wiseman also worked closely with Anna to bring more emotion into the visuals. The lighting, the pacing, even the camera angles reflect Eve's mental state. There are moments when the world feels cold and distant just like she does. Other times, it's on fire, pulsing with rage and desperation. Let's talk about the scene that really tested Anna's limits. The flamethrower sequence. You heard that right? A flamethrower. In one of the movie's most jaw-dropping moments, Eve storms into a building and incinerates a room full of enemies. It sounds like a classic action set piece, but there was nothing routine about it. In an interview with Entertainment Weekly, Anna said she completely broke down during the first rehearsal. They were using mostly practical effects, and she was told to burn a stunt performer who was fully suited up in fire-resistant gear and flame gel. Totally safe, but still. They said, "Go ahead, just burn him," and I just cried, she admitted. I'd never seen anything like that before. Director Len Wiseman confirmed that the whole sequence was about 90% practical, very little CGI. The stunt team went all out. Full flame suits, controlled burns, precision timing. Even though everything was safe, the emotional toll of seeing a human body on fire, even under controlled conditions, was really intense. After she got past the shock, Anna found her groove. And once she embraced it, she went all in. "Then I was fine," she laughed. "Then I burned like 100 people." The flamethrower itself came with its own set of challenges. It's not like using a gun or swinging a sword. The flame actually lags behind your movements. It kicks back when you fire it. And the heat? It's insane. They had to coat my eyelashes so they wouldn't burn off, Anna said. That scene ended up being a huge emotional pivot for the character. Up until then, Eve is calculated, focused. But this moment forces her to confront the real cost of her revenge. Watching people burn, feeling the heat, seeing the aftermath, it breaks something in her. She starts to question what she's becoming. Len Wiseman said it best. There are actors who perform stunts. Then there are actors who become the stunt. Anna was the second kind. She didn't hold back. In the end, the flamethrower scene became one of the defining moments of the movie. Not just because it looked cool, though it definitely does, but because of what it says about Eve and Anna. It's messy, it's dangerous, it's real. It was terrifying, exhausting, emotional, Anna said. But I'm so proud of it. It was risky, but we pulled it off, and it turned out to be one of the most amazing experiences of my life. Making Ballerina was next level. Ana de Armas and the crew went all in, and you can feel it in every frame. Thanks for watching Collider. See you next time.
How do I start doing what you do?
Looks like you already have.